Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough. It's time for us to finish off the Kingdom of Corona.
Whoa, Max, whoa! Flynn! Is Sora okay?
We don't know.
We keep calling his name and shaking him, but he won't open his eyes.
Sora?
Wake up!
Unresponsive sidekick. Wait a minute. I know how to fix this. Max, give him a wash.
Sora!
Well, that did the trick. Nice work, Max.
Huh? How did I end up... Oh no! Flynn! Rapunzel's being held prisoner!
That's right. In her mother's tower. This calls for a rescue. Are you with me?
Yeah!
Let's go, Max. Whoa, 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 Max!
We'll take it from here, Flynn. Go help Rapunzel.
Thanks!
So yes, it's never quite entirely that simple, but basically we just need to fight our way to the tower. And it's quite fun. We get to face down the Reapers, just general nobody murder, as you do, all quite delightful really. I have to say, I do think that the whole thing of Marluxia kind of just mocking Sora and putting him to sleep is just, it's very in keeping with Marluxia. And also, to be fair, very in keeping with Sora, because he ain't half a sleepyhead, you know? But I think one of the things that I want to use part of this part to talk about, I suppose. I'm primarily going to use the next part to discuss it, because it makes more sense to do that. But as much as I really like Kingdom of Corona, I think that it does suffer from missing out a few very key scenes in just the general vicinity of the film. For example, we never got to see the Mother Knows Best reprise scene, which is where Mother Gothel gives Rapunzel the satchel, which she then gives to him during I See the Light. So we never got to see that occur, and that is actually quite an important scene, because then it makes the giving over the satchel make more sense in that scene. I say sort of that's at least definitely the first key scene that I feel is totally missing that should have been there. But there are sort of other scenes. I mean, the whole magic hair thing, like at no point during the world until sort of actually the ending of the world are we actually going to see sort of any example of Rapunzel's magic hair. And considering it is, you know, such a big part of Rapunzel's character for such a long time in the original film, it sort of feels a little bit lacklustre, I suppose, in the sense of not covering that in any fashion. I mean, all it really would have taken would have been Sora getting injured, which, I mean, hardly unusual. Or even just Flynn with his hand, and just getting to see that in action before the finale. Just because then that makes just more sense out of it all. And there is one bit that I can forgive, which you'll see in the end, but it's one of those things where it's just like, when you feel like you're slightly missing bits of story, I feel that you've maybe not selected all the scenes that you probably should have done. And I think it is something that the Kingdom Hearts franchise has always struggled with. It really has. And I would say that I think that Kingdom Hearts 3 does the best job of previous Kingdom Hearts games in terms of making those movie-based stories feel a bit more engaging, feel a bit more like the original film and of the quality of the original film. Because I mean, like, you look at like Lion King. Oh boy, that was that was an interesting one. I mean, I suppose Land of Dragons did pretty well. I felt like that one kind of succeeded in terms of capturing the filmness of that. But that's probably one of the few that kind of properly manages to capture the original film in a similar manner to how the film does things. With this, sort of, you've got the similar manner to how the film does things, but I don't know whether by choice or whether time or what. I don't know quite how you would frame it all, but I do think that they did miss a trick, and I am doing so badly at finding my way back to the tower here, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I just wish that they had included a few more scenes, put in that extra little bit of time, and then they would have kind of managed to fully encapsulate Tangled, and that would have made me even happier than I already am. And the same situation happens with Frozen, it's a very different situation that occurs with Frozen. But one of the things that I will say is that we are about to head to what is actually one of, I'm pretty sure, the only instance in the Kingdom Hearts franchise where a Disney villain is going to get their comeuppance, and the resulting boss fight is going to be a very in-keeping Heartless, shall we say. Because in basically every Disney World that we've ever visited in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, it has very much been you've gone to a Disney World and you've either fought that Disney boss, so like Oogie Boogie, Maleficent, Genie Jafar, etc., or you have faced down just a random Heartless that doesn't really relate to anything. I say that's more primarily an issue that occurred in like Dream Drop Distance and Birth by Sleep, more so than the mainline Kingdom Hearts games. But I think that this is definitely going to be, or at least this particular boss fight is a first for the franchise. I could be wrong, and I'll happily sort of let anybody who can tell me which one does this before this. I know one which people perhaps use as an example, but I will talk about that more when we actually get into the fight. But,
Rapunzel!
here we go.
Huh?
The tower.
So, yeah, Flynn just got stabbed a mundo, and I think that was actually, it was mentioned in the ESRB rating that somebody gets stabbed from behind, and everyone's just like, oh my god, Kingdom Hearts, what are you doing? And then I think everyone was just like, oh yeah, that happens in Tangled, it's probably that.
Rapunzel, really? Enough already! Stop fighting!
No! I won't stop! For every minute of the rest of my life, I will fight! I will never stop trying to get away from you! But if you let me save him, I will go with you.
No! No, Rapunzel!
I'll never run. I'll never try to escape. Just let me heal him, and you and I will be together. Forever. Just like you want. Everything will be the way it was. I promise. Just like you want. Just let me heal him.
In case you get any ideas about following us.
Eugene! I'm so sorry. Everything is gonna be okay, though.
No, Rapunzel,
I promise. You have to trust me.
no! I can't let you do this.
And I can't let you die.
But if you do this... then you will die.
Hey, it's gonna be all right.
Rapunzel. Wait.
Eugene, what? No! What have you done? What have you done?
Fall into darkness. We can't allow her near our pure light now. Her presence would only cast a pall over it.
And here we go. Mother Gothel, in her dying fall, has given into the darkness and become the Grim Guardianess. In what I believe is definitely the first instance of a Disney villain or Disney character transforming into a Heartless in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Now, what I am saying, well, the reason I'm saying is that that's the first, is because the only other example I can think of a Disney villain transforming into a Heartless in any fashion is oh god, is the cursed coach in Birth by Sleep. However, in saying that, there's no actual, well, it pretty much is not certain that that is the case, because it's more the cursed coach basically blows Lady Tremaine, Anastasia and Gisela up. It is not their Heartless. That's the only example that I can think of any sort of Heartless spawning from a Disney villain. I suppose your other closest would be Clayton in Tarzan and Stealth Sneak, but even then, Stealth Sneak is a separate entity to what you end up with Clayton. So this is sort of the first instance where it's actually happened, and I love this because it means that as a Heartless fight, this has a lot more meaning to it. It's a lot more engaging. And also, I mean, to be fair, it is quite a fun fight, because obviously it's ranging all around the tower. It's very in keeping with the way that Mother Gothel has always sort of treated the tower. She is here to protect it and sort of control everything around it. So it makes sense that sort of the entire fight revolves around the tower and having to sort of climb it and all sorts. It's really quite fun. It can be, I think, defeated really quickly if you make use of 8-Bit Blast with Wreck-It Ralph, but either way, it's still quite a fun fight. I do like it. I also do like the fact that the Japanese name for the Grim Guardianess is Mad Mother, which is quite in keeping, you know, with Mother Gothel's whole thing. And the journal entry is also quite fun as well. Mother Gothel's fall to darkness gave rise to this gargantuan Heartless, and it's even crueler than she was, which is saying something. Wrapping its enormous body around the tower, it used branches and brambles to try and rob Sora, Donald and Goofy of their freedom. Sounds like Mother Gothel, alright. And it definitely does, and I mean, I do think that this music is glorious. I really do wish that they would release the soundtrack a lot sooner than they tend to with Kingdom Hearts games, purely because like some of the songs on this thing are amazing. I love this sort of Heartless boss battle piece. I mean, Yoko Shimomura just does a phenomenal job, as do sort of the rest of the composers. But yeah, I do really quite like this fight. Now, this acts exactly the same way every single time. So you always know, jump forward, jump back, jump forward again, and then it is just a case of sort of rolling through as quickly and smoothly as you can until you get to this bit, and then it's just a case of running up the tower to bring the hurt to the Grim Guardianess. Yeah, I decided that the starry Keyblade wasn't quite doing enough damage for me, so out came the favourite deputy to bring in a little bit more physical pain to Gothel's Heartless. And that's not quite how I intended to beat that boss, but it worked, so I will take it. And now we're going to get a really, really well done recreation of the ending of
Don't go. Stay
Tangled.
with me,
This
Eugene.
is really touching and really lovely.
Flower, gleam, and glow. Let your power shine. Make the clock reverse.
Rapunzel!
Bring back what once was mine.
Rapunzel!
What?
Rapunzel. You were my new dream.
And you were mine. Heal what has been hurt. Change the fate's design. Save what has been lost. Bring back what once was mine. What once was mine.
Rapunzel?
Eugene.
Did I ever tell you I've got a thing for brunettes?
Eugene!
Oh, I love it so much.
Wow, Rapunzel, you're finally gonna get to see your real home.
I know. I mean, I can't believe it. I can finally be with my real family. I couldn't have done it without your help.
You're welcome.
Well, from where I'm standing, the kingdom couldn't ask for a better princess. And I couldn't have asked for better sidekicks. Thanks.
Yes, thank you so much.
Happily ever after.
Mm-hmm. Now, Flynn, you and Maximus play nice.
Huh? Fine.
You're gonna be great.
Huh?
We haven't seen the guy controlling the monsters in a while, so that's one less worry.
But there's still a chance that he might be around here somewhere.
Well, if he comes back and tries to bother Rapunzel again, then Flynn will keep her safe. And we three won't be far behind.
Come on. Rapunzel's the tough one, if you ask me.
True. But nevertheless, I won't let her out of my sight.
Oh, Eugene.
Eugene?
Oh, haha, that's my real name. Eugene Fitzherbert. That's right. I never told you guys.
That's different.
I think it's a great name.
Me too. Nice to re-meet you, Eugene.
Hey, I thought I was the only one you were going to tell?
Don't worry. I've saved plenty of Fitzherberty secrets just for you.
Really?
Hey! What are you two lovebirds talking about?
Nothing!
Nothing.
Oh, you can tell us.
Yeah, it's not nice to keep secrets.
This one is none of your business.
Maximus, get him!
Huh? You've got to be kidding me!
And so, with that, the Kingdom of Corona is complete, and we get the Ever After Keyblade, which is gloriously magical. And with that, a whole bunch more stuff is going on.
Another world where we got doodly squat. You sure this box thingy's even real?
Yes,
Yeah, just how do you know that?
it is etched.
It's what?
Come with me.
Where to? Those bozos ain't gonna help us. Sora's sure not looking for the box.
Who said anything about following them?
No.
What? We're too late?
Yes. Evan would know all about the replicas from his time as Vexen in the organization. He was recompleted like the rest of us, but he didn't regain consciousness. After Lee left, he must have woken and taken his leave. Alias here and Dylan went out and turned the whole town upside down to try and find him. But no Evan.
That's not good.
What about his research?
Unfortunately, his work on the replicas was incomplete. There may still be documents around, but all of them from well before he made any significant progress.
Do you have any idea where he might go?
There's no place that he could go now that he's human. He has no means of leaving this world.
The dark corridors.
Are beyond his faculties and mine now.
Oh, but not everyone's. What if Evan was taken?
Of course! The organization could also use the replicas.
To fill out their ranks.
We better go tell Master Yen Sid. And Sora. And the others too.
Humanity is a precious gift, and yet you desire to return to the organization?
Oh yes, of course. One eradication at Axel's hands was enough to learn where not to place my trust.
He gave you a second lease on life.
He ripped me away from the one thing I care about. I don't require humanity. Give me my research. I must see it to fruition, no matter the cost.
The replicas.
Yes. Soon they will replace, not just replicate. Given a heart, they can become just as real as any human.
What excellent tidings. I would hate to think we invited you back into our ranks, only for you to fail to deliver our final vessel, Vexen.